I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. I actually went to buy some comics, but they're still putting them out. So I'm going to drink this beer, and then I'm going to come back and see what I got from... Actually, I'm going to 2 LCSs this morning. So I already went to the first one, but I got to go back, and then I'm going to go to my regular LCS where I do have my pull list, because I was able to pick up some books that weren't on my list. I made it home. Now we're going to try a Bramble Ramble from the Discretion Brewing Company, which is in SoCal, California. SOQUEL, SoCal, California, not SoCal, Southern California. It's from SoCal, California, SOQUEL. It's a little town right here, right next to Santa Cruz. So this is still a super local beer because SoCal is literally just like the next town over. It's like a subdivision of Santa Cruz, if you ask me. But in any case, let's try this Tart Blackberry Ale. Oh man, that is really good. Good golly. Now, we're going to wait a while, then we're going to go back to Atlantis, and then we're going to go to Comicopolis. I picked up some books that weren't on my pull list at Atlantis, but I'm still waiting for them to... I pick up Red Room there, and I also pick up Red Room at Comicopolis, where I have my full pull list. So, cheers. All right, Atlantis Fantasy World is right there. So let's go in and buy some comic books. Okay, there's Comicopolis. And there's a UPS truck right out front. I wonder if they're gonna tell me to come back. They just opened about like maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago. It's downtown. Well, the outskirts of downtown. Downtown's like one street. When you see the UPS truck outside your LCS, not a good sign. So it's 11:45 right now. I gotta come back at 2 to pick up my books. It's okay, it's a short walk. Like literally like 5 minutes at the most. Guess that means I should get another beer while I wait, right? So I picked myself up another beer, and I actually did pick up some books at Atlantis. So I'm gonna read those and then go back out and get some more books. Okay, so I left my LCS because they told me come back at 2. So I picked up another beer on the way. This is from the Almanac Beer Company. I don't normally like beers, but I do like small handcrafted beers. Not to sound like a snob or anything. This one is out of Alameda, California, so not super close, like SoCal to Santa Cruz, but kind of close, sort of local. Alexa, how far is Alameda from Santa Cruz?
From Santa Cruz, Alameda is 68.1 miles away by car.
68.1 miles away by car, according to Alexa. So, local, but not super local. We're going to open this one up, and I'm going to... Oh, it looks beautiful. Wow, that is really, 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 really good. Oh, gosh darn. I like that. That is delicious. Wow, it already got to me. Blackberry Sour Nova. Barrel aged. Tart, refreshing, real fruit. They use real blackberries in here. I saw that. Brewed with real blackberries, and then it also says something like farm to barrel. Don't know what it means, but it translates to a darn good beer. All right, I got some books to read, and then I got some books to buy, and then I'll tell you what I thought about all of them. The farmer's market is going in full swing here. It's 2 o'clock. Time for me to get my books. Phillips at the mall. Well, I went to Comicopolis, got my books. Now I'm going to go home and read them. And then I'll tell you what I thought about them. So now it's time to tell you about those comic books. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about my 3 favorite reads and my favorite cover of the week. But first, we're going to open up this Almanac Beer Company, Almanac Beer Company offering. It is the Raspberry Sour Nova. This is tart, refreshing, and real fruit, just like I think it was the Blackberry Sour Nova that we just had, which was beautiful. This is equally, oh my gosh, that smells almost just like kombucha. Oh wow, I can't wait. Oh my God. I don't like beer, but this is God's gift. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh wow. That is so good. Now let's talk. Oh man, that is really, really good. Let's talk about the top 3 comics of the week and the best cover of the week. But before we do that, let's talk about the haul, because you can't talk about the 3 best comics or the best cover of the week if you don't know what I got. So let me show you what I got. And you already know I went to 2 different LCSs. So what I got, Sublime Reference, we're going to show you right now. From Atlantis, I picked up this. It's a back issue. It wasn't new, but it's white #1. I saw a couple of channels talking about this, like it was something good to pick up, maybe on spec or maybe because it's a good story. I don't remember which, but I remember that it stuck out in my head, and I saw it for sale, so I figured might as well pick it up. It's on Black Mask. So I don't know too much about it, but it was there, so I picked it up. I also picked up the final issue of Skybound X #5. These will not be collected in a trade paperback. They're only going to be available in this issue, but they're also doing like a connecting cover reprint. So it will still be available, but in different formats, but not collected in one single trade paperback. It is going to be like just single issues. And this is the code cover, which is, I think, the C cover. So they had it there for cover price, and I picked it up since I was there picking up this is the only thing I have on my pull box at Atlantis is Red Room. Red Room all day. There's probably no better comic book going right now. Something is Killing the Children is pretty good, but not nearly as well thought out, not nearly as well drawn, and not nearly as well written as Red Room. This is the best comic going this year, hands down. So I've got this. This is the only thing on my pull list at Atlantis. Now I'll show you what was waiting for me at Comicopolis. And we'll start with the big 2, DC and Marvel. And I didn't get any Marvel, only DC. So let me show you what those DC books were. So my DC haul this week was the new Batman, Tiny Onion, added again. The Nice House on the Lake, the Tiny Onion, back at it again. Got 2 this week. From my other favorite writer, Ron V, the new Swamp Thing. And this covered by Mike Perkins and Francesco Mattina. And then rounding out the DC haul is this oddly sized, what is it called? Suicide Squad Get Joker. I think that's the title. It's $6.99, nicely bound, oversized format. Pretty good deal for your money. This is a good purchase. Not my overall pick for best value of the week, but good golly, it's a pretty good darn issue and pretty good value for money because it is a nice package. Now, that was the DC haul. Let me show you what I got from the indies. Now, let's look at what books I picked up from Image. And we're going to start off with Skybound X issue 1, the second printing. I don't know. The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman, first cover appearance of Clementine. Seemed like a win-win. I already had the first printing, but I figured better pick up the second printing too. Might be able to retire on this one. Sending it to CGC right after this video ends. Telling you. I also picked up, with that in mind, this was on my pull list, the cover C version of Skybound X number 5, because first team appearance of some new Robert Kirkman property, number 1, first cover appearance. It was on my pull list because I figure I'm going to be able to sell that and go on vacation to Jamaica right after I send it to CGC and slab it up. Mark my words. Also from Image, I picked up the new Geiger. This book just keeps getting better and better. And it's going to end with, what do they say? A pulse pounding. Oh, good golly. Pulse pounding oversized conclusion of volume 1 with the next issue. Can't wait for that. So that was the Image books. Now let's look at what the real indies were that I picked up this week. Cullen Bunn's Basilisk, number 3 from Boom. I also got Maria Lovett's Porcelain. I don't remember what this is on. Ablaze. And it's the Sabine Rich cover. This is an homage to a Joker Harley Quinn cover that I have seen before, but I don't know, I'm not that familiar with it enough to tell you the issue or anything. But I know it's a really nice Joker Harley Q cover. And I super respect Sabine Rich and his homage covers. Super awesome. I loved the Maria Lovett Eros Psyche's covers that Sabine Rich did. So I'm looking forward to these as well. We also picked up Red Room because I got it on a pull list at Atlantis, and I've got it on my pull list at Comicopolis because you got to support the things that are good in life. Rounding out the haul, I picked up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Best of Casey Jones. This is a collection of stories from a bunch of different publishers. I don't know if I need to tell you any more about it, but honestly, I've never really known anything about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I picked up an old issue in the 50-cent bin when there were 50-cent bins, and I'm able to pick up a few other old issues, and I've really liked them. And I've liked The Last Ronin, and I've liked these collection of stories with these really cool covers. So that was the haul. Before we talk about the top 3 reads of the week and the best cover of the week, let's talk about the key of the week, and that has got to be Skybound X number 5, because it has the debut of Robert Kirkman's new whatever. You know, it could be something big. It is Code Combat Orb Defense Engines. So first appearance inside a comic book. It just makes sense if you're going to spec on something that would be something you would spec on, because he's a proven entity, and there is no doubt that whatever he touches really just turns to gold, it seems like. So you'd almost be dumb not to be buying this book just for that cover appearance alone. So that's the key of the week. Now let's talk about the cover of the week and the 3 best reads of the week. Honestly, I wasn't really that knocked out with the covers this week. I didn't have it in my pile because it's already selling for $80, but the Jim Rugg Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage variant for Red Room #3. That was pretty sick, but like you saw, I didn't have it in my haul. So for the cover of the week this week, I'm going to go with Mike Perkins and Francesca Mattina doing this Swamp Thing cover. If you're not reading Swamp Thing, I don't know what you're doing with your life. This is a great book, and it did not disappoint again. Cover is sick AF. I'll just leave it at that. Now let's talk about the 3 best reads of the week. And we're going to start with number 3 best read of the week, and that is Geiger. This book just keeps getting better and better. The world just keeps expanding and expanding. It's like a different version or another take on Mad Max, and I am here for it. I can't believe they haven't announced that it's going to become something, because it sure feels like something when you're reading it. And I was super happy with this issue, and I cannot wait for what they call, I think it was the Pulse Pounding next issue, which is going to wrap up the first arc. Bring it on. I'm loving Geiger. Now let's talk about my second favorite read of the week. You may or may not know this, but Cullen Bunn does not practice catch and release, because with this new issue of Basilisk, he took the hook right out of my cheek and threw me in the cooler. I am caught hook, line, and sinker for this book. I don't know where it's going, but boy, I really did enjoy this issue, and I cannot wait for the next issue. Like I said, he caught me hook, line, and sinker. This is one I'm going to keep reading. Now let's talk about the best read of the week. Hands down, best read of the week, without a doubt, is Red Room #3. If you are not reading this book, I just have nothing but pity for you. I gotta say something. This isn't my style of comic book. I draw a comic named Bunny and Bear about 2 cats. It's a silent comic strip about cats. So the torture and gore that is Red Room is not my style of comic book. I'm more like Nancy and Sluggo and Felix the Cat and Crazy Cat. That's more my style. So this is not a book that is my kind of book, but Red Room is the best written, the best drawn, the most well thought out book coming out right now. The only other book that even comes close to how good Red Room is Something is Killing the Children. Nothing else even comes close to this. Say what you will about Ed Piskor, but he is creating a masterpiece that this is one for the ages. I'm telling you, it is so well written, it is so well drawn, and it is so well thought out in its concepts. Red Room is a gem each and every issue, and if you are not reading this, then you just shouldn't be reading comic books, because this is what makes comic books so good. Hands down. Like I said, it's not my style of comic book, but oh my gosh, the writing, the drawing, the attention to detail. He has shouted out Mark Gator Rogowski, convicted murderer. He shouted out Ginger Minge from RuPaul's Drag Race. There are so many great cultural references in here. You could just spend all day reading these issues and digging up Easter eggs. Nobody is doing it better right now. The only person that comes close is the Tiny Onions, Something is Killing the Children, and that's not nearly as good of a book as Red Room is. Hands down, without a doubt, the best read of the week, Red Room. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 reads of the week. That was my favorite cover of the week. And also, I let you know about the key of the week, because seriously, Robert Kirkman and some new thing, first appearance, you can't go wrong with that. may not be something, but if it becomes something, it's going to be something. You just know that. So, and if you're not reading Red Room, I just don't know what you're doing with your life, because that is a great book. Best book of the week. And this Almanac Beer Company Raspberry Sour Nova, super yummy. I wish you were all here to enjoy one with me. For now, I'm going to say peace, love, Bunny, and Bear.